Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here at 8 a.m. We appreciate that. Jasper's going to be presenting her overview of her sophomore year. At the very end of the presentation, we're going to open up for Q&A. We're going to ask the staff and faculty in the room to ask any comments or questions first, and then we're going to open it up to the rest of the room. With that, Jasbeth, take us away.
Awesome. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Thank y'all so much for being here. In case y'all didn't know, my name is Jasbeth Medrano, and this is my end of year report. So let's kick things off strong. We're starting off with the 3 pillars. I know it says 2, but 3 pillars. So first off, knowledge and academic achievement. So I presented at the COFA Research Conference, which is a super cool opportunity. I presented a project regarding a Cuban feminist movement titled 2028 queda muy lejos, or 2028 is too far away. So I presented a digital archive of like monumental events and movements that were happening during this time that led to where it is right now. And not only was like it my first exposure to presenting at a research conference, it was also the first time that I realized that, oh my gosh, maybe I can also be a researcher. I didn't know what researching was coming into college, but now I'm like, I am actually very interested, but more on that later. And then I also pursued an independent study regarding organized crime in Latin America with my professor, Nieto Matiz. So this actually came from a little bit of a humbling moment. I thought that I was going to be receiving this internship with the Washington Office of Latin Affairs, but it was an incredibly competitive internship, and so I just didn't end up getting it. So I was like, okay, well, I still want to learn the content, but how can I learn the same content without having the internship? So I talked to the department chair, Andrea Aleman, and she connected me with Dr. Nieto Matiz. She's actually like leading researcher in this field. And so we've been working on our independent study, worked together on creating our syllabus. And I think I just have my final paper project due, which has been interesting. Love researching. It's been a minute, but anyways, I also picked up a data science minor because, surprise, I missed math and I actually really like coding. I took the scope and methods class and I actually found out that I'm pretty okay at R and I wanted to learn a different coding language. So picked up a data science minor. And next up, I've got leadership and professional development. So I got the opportunity to work as a legal assistant for attorney Julia Rachiel. This was a super cool opportunity because I think that I've always been like on the virtual side of things. I've been translating, I've been doing interpretation. However, she gave me the opportunity of actually getting to go to a merits hearing and a master's hearing. So getting to see what the actual like court proceedings look like in person was an amazing opportunity. It was also like a reality check for me because the client that we were working one-on-one with, I believed had a very strong asylum case. And despite her having an asylum case, her next hearing isn't until October 2026. So I think that I think that if that doesn't show kind of where the state of our immigration system is, I don't know what does. So she's amazing. Unfortunately, she has moved on to another sector of law. So I'm not working with her anymore, but it's okay. I'm hoping that more opportunities will rise in the future. So I've also been working on a personal project with Mr. Michael. More on this on the next slide. Get ready, y'all. Bam. So this has kind of been the inside of our minds of our joint one cell that we share for the past couple of months. So this has been going on for about 12 months, and it started as a Texas Civic Ambassador project. So you can see us right there. This is the first time that we were grinding out a pitch. So for this program, you have to pitch it to an audience, and then they give you like feedback. Super cool opportunity, very nerve-wracking. It was the first time I had ever pitched anything to anyone. So just a lot of learning experiences. And then we see some pictures here of like monumental moments. So this is when we learned the power of a follow-up email. We received an email from like one of our absolute icons, and we've been able to nurture that relationship through the past couple of months. So yeah, love that. Okay. And then let's see. Oh, we had a couple of silly nights. So for example, this is Michael, terrorized by all the work that we had to do. It was in the tough base. We went to IHOP at like 4 in.the morning, went to Fuego at like 5. So yeah, it was a silly moment. And this has all been we've been able to do this thanks to our mentor, Dr. Ebb. So we took our Philip class with Dr. Ebb last semester, and since then we just thought about how we wanted to continue our learning throughout the classroom and really give back to our community. And so together we created our Beyond the Block event. So for some context, Beyond the Block is a project that we've been working on to platform and share the stories. Okay, sorry. It's a platform and to share the creativity of people who are incarcerated. And we are meaning to do this event at a TDCJ facility, which would be the first of its kind ever in Texas and also ever in the South. So this is our one-pager that we worked on, mission, vision, goals. Yeah, super exciting. And we got this idea in this model actually from Sean Pica, another one of our mentors. He is in New York, and so he runs Hudson Lake for Higher Education, as you can see. And from getting to connect with him and getting to talk to him, he actually gave us the opportunity to sit in on a Beyond the Block event in New York. So I have some pictures from New York. That was us taking the metro, I believe. Oh, and this was a very expensive Uber. But we learned so much from this opportunity because we were able to kind of see what actually leading a project like that in person looks like. So there was a lot of things that we hadn't thought about before, and it was an absolutely amazing opportunity. We also got the opportunity to connect with Susie Bannon, who is up there. It's actually from Austin, but we had never met in person before, but we met in person in New York. And she's just been great in helping us kind of work with some of the rhetoric that we're using for some of our one-pagers and other of our materials. And yeah, this project has just been such a great learning experience because it wasn't just like project planning. It's also like, for example, 12 months ago, I would not have been able to tell you what a fiscal sponsor is. And now we have an amazing fiscal sponsor at PRSA, and they've been helping us with some of those like monetary aspects of the project, I guess. So yeah, they've been helping us apply for grants and just really cool stuff. And we've also been learning what it is to be in negotiations with an entity that is so much bigger than us. Because, you know, TDCJ is clearly, Texas Department of Criminal Justice and stuff, is a very big entity, and they were just like college students. So coming in with all these big asks has been, you know, just an interesting power balance. But yes, so this was a picture from some of the artists that were performing at this event. And yeah, honestly, just an amazing opportunity. And I feel like I've learned so much. Not to mention, I've learned so much from Michael. I love Michael. Anything that has to do with organization, I have just really been able to take that in and move on and like transfer to my other organizations. So we have like a really awesome Kicker Google Drive, and that's all thanks to Michael and his amazing organization skills. So yeah, just absolutely amazing. And yeah, our proposed date is October 19th. So stay tuned for that. So moving on, we've got service and community involvement. So I actually joined the Digital Humanities Student Organization, which is down there, along with my prof, Dr. Jasbeth Medrano. And this came from a class that I took last semester regarding digital humanities and cartography and how that intersects with storytelling of border women, right? So it was a phenomenal class. And from there, that's also kind of where I have my inkling of, oh, maybe I do like doing research. Oh, maybe I can create data sets. So yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. The people there are all like very passionate in what they're doing. So I just love learning from them. And if you remember from last year, I continue to work with American Gateways. They're an organization that offer free bono and low-cost legal services for migrants. And mainly my work is virtual with them. It's just translating documents and helping out with like calls, or sometimes I'll have clinics in person. So yeah, that's been the majority of my work. I've also been working with, Interfaith Welcome Coalition, not communities, ignore that. And basically what we do when people have just arrived from the border, they are typically given their notice to appear and then bust out somewhere else, right? So we are at the Greyhound station and we offer resources like information. Sometimes people need help with like buying their bus ticket or just like really getting to know what the US is like, because I mean, they had just come from the border. So a lot of them have also not ate or drank water since their trek, since their journey. So we also offer water, food, and it's just been a great opportunity. Again, working with people who are very passionate in what they do. So great. I've also been dancing with the community with Ballet Folklorico. So this was at the Cobitredad point ceremony, and then this was at an elementary school. And I just love dancing, so I thought I would include that. But I think my favorite community involvement has been my volunteering with the Acro Cat. So I taught a cat to play the saxophone, and that was an absolutely amazing experience. I think going in, I was expecting to like just hand out tickets and stuff like that, but no, they were like, actually you're performing on stage. I was like, okay, sounds good. And the audience was like of 200 people, so yeah, great experience, loved it. Oh, and they played, my cat played Careless Whisker. So, yeah. Very, very sweet. Is it my time?
No, it's fine.
Okay, okay, okay. So then I also want to talk a little bit about alternative break. So this was my first time going to New Mexico, and I really liked it. More on that later. But we volunteered with Jardín de los Niños and the Boys and Girls Club, and I really liked from this break that after all the volunteering that we would do, we sat down and we would reflect on it. And I think that that's something that I want to transfer onto my future volunteering and all my other experiences, because I think that reflecting on it was what made it so meaningful. So yeah, that was one of the big takeaways that I got from alternative break. Also, just like really cool, awesome people. So work hard, play hard. Some would say work hard, play harder. Had a lot of fun this semester. There we see actor cats, we see friends. I joined the top ballers. If you didn't get to see me last season, too bad, so sad. I will not be joining again. Yeah, I was terrible, y'all. I was so bad. But you know, just went out to eat. This was Friendsgiving, and also I've been really getting into running. I love running. It's been a really cool way to de-stress, and it's also like really kept me in touch with my environment. So yes, love running. So my summer plan, because I know you guys are wondering. So I will be participating in the NSF REU Collaborative Site Program on Immigration Policy and U.S.-Mexico Border Communities. So this work will be done collaboratively with New Mexico State, UTEP, and a university in Ciudad Juarez, right? So this work is like actual, genuine field work, like we're getting certifications, and depending on what our project is, depends on what data we're collecting. So for example, last year, they collected data for the ACLU because they were looking for information on human rights violations in detention camps. They were actually going to detention for this information. So I look forward to this experience because I think that the kind of research that I want to be doing is community-based. And I also want to learn how to do that in a way that it's intentional and that really values the person for their humanity and their stories, rather than just seeing them as a test subject. So I'm very excited for this opportunity because for some of those questions, like what is the best way to represent these stories? What database is the best way to platform all these stories? I think that having guides and mentors that will be able to help me throughout some of these questions that I'm having will be just amazing. So very excited for that. And then I'll go back for 3 weeks to Dallas, and then I'll be doing the sustainability and intentional living in Costa Rica with Dr. Howard. Yes, I'm so excited. Like I said, I think that since running, I've really just been able to take in nature and like be able to really appreciate like the sounds of the birds chirping. And I just really want to learn how I can contribute to that and keep that going for generations to come. And also just sustainability in general. I've always been very interested, but I think that being in a place that like their entire thing is sustainability will really just be the best way to learn about it. And I'm a little over time, so I just want to say special shout out to my friends and mentors along the way. I'm so grateful to have been part of this program and such an amazing support system here at UTSA. I definitely would not be where I am without you guys, whether it was just like having coffee or like answering my annoying text messages. Yeah, I love y'all so much and I really appreciate y'all. But yeah, that concludes my end of year presentation. Thank y'all.
Jasbeth, I'm just extremely proud of you. I hope you realize the impact that you're making, the things that you're doing. You know, you're only a sophomore and there's still so much to come, right, for you. And so I'm just super beyond proud of you. I'm beyond proud of you for doing all the things that you do. I'm glad that you're having fun too while you're doing all these amazing things, because that's also important. I know that you and Michael are kind of planning a whole event. You know, changes can probably kind of attest to how much, you know, planning that kind of involves. And so I'm super excited to see the fruition of your event. Hopefully, you know, October 18th, I get an invitation to go as well, because I would love to go. But just super beyond proud of you. So you embody what it means to be a top scholar. So
Thank you.
Please go have a wonderful, fruitful, engaging summer. Come back and then tell us every single thing about it.
Absolutely.
It's just a wonderful time getting to hear about kind of year you've had, the things you've kind of been keeping yourself busy with. And you know, I agree with Fernando. It's very inspirational and we love hearing about it. So good job and congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you're done.
Sorry, it's early.
I get it.
Because I was thinking it's too early now. Yeah, Jasbeth, you're always amazing. I mean, conversations we've had, I know you've done a lot, but I didn't realize the scope of it. So that means you need to come see me more and probably more about what you're doing. But I echo both of their sentiments and just say that I'm so excited for you that you're going to Costa Rica. Me personally, I wish
she was going with you.
yes, there was one person in front of me that said yes, and I was like, ah. But I've been there 3 times and I would live there if I could. It is absolutely life changing.
Yeah.
And so I cannot wait to hear about your adventures when you're there. Don't be afraid to just completely immerse yourself while you're there. Get lost in Costa Rica, not physically.
I'll tell Howard that.
Mentally, while you're there, I mean, Tejas and I can both tell you that it is just another world when you're down there and walking around the ranch and interacting with people. And if you're open to those kinds of experiences, it's life changing on so many levels.
I'm so
So
excited.
I can't wait to hear all about it.
Thank you, thank you. I'll make a stop.
Jasbeth, Jade said, Jazz, you're amazing.
Jade, I love you. Thank you.
I say that it's been such a treasure getting to work with you and Michael on Beyond the Block and whatever the capacities I have. It's nice to have some people I can speak to who can share the experiences that I had putting together my own TEDx events. And really understand what's like the draining nature sometimes of event planning and how it's always on your mind every day. And I just want to say I'm really proud of you, and I'm super impressed by the way you've been able to handle that along with everything else you're doing with your life. And that's just beyond incredible. Both you and Michael are far past the timeline I had set for myself for my events. And I think the way you've been carrying yourself throughout this entire process has been super admirable, considering all of the unknowns, all of the challenges, and the fact that you're doing something that's never been done before. That's just beyond incredible. So I'm really looking forward to October. It's gonna be a ton of fun. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
So keep up the good work.
I have a question.
For the Beyond the Block, what is the target audience? I'm not familiar with Beyond the Block.
Yeah, definitely. So the target audience is actually the community. So we will have an audience of people who are incarcerated, so they will be a part of that. But also we will have people from the community. So we have like specific community partners that we'll be bringing in as part of the audience. However, I think our main scope is the entire San Antonio community. So what we're working on is either to live stream or to have recordings of these and then make them available, kind of similar to how TEDx does. And we plan on hosting film screenings to make sure that people have an opportunity to get to see those. So yeah, honestly, like short term and the actual event, the people in the room, but long term, ideally everyone in Texas, maybe everyone in the South. So yes, we just hope to inspire future projects like this. So.
I wanted to say, I think I really love that you and Michael took what you learned from Dr. Web and you expanded so much on it in a way that I don't think I've ever seen from any student. I really admire your work ethic and the love that you have for these policy issues. And I think that I couldn't have asked for a better person to live with and to get to know. So I'm just really happy for you and everything. I put in.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. This is all really amazing, and I think it's, I know you, I haven't seen you more lately, and I enjoy spending time with you in this kind of like peer-to-peer way, but seeing this all displayed in this way, it's so clear to me how much passion and care you have for every single thing you're involved with in your life. And I'm really happy to hear that, you kind of found running as a potential passion, as a way to build more energy, because I think you have so much energy to give, and I would hope that your ability to give that energy stays sustainable. So I think you're already doing that, and that's amazing. I also feel like you take such care in selecting what you give your time to, and it pays off because those organizations and those communities are getting your full self. So keep doing that, and yeah, just keep doing amazing work. You're gonna take off, fly really soon, be up in the stars.
Thank you. Yes, Michael has a hand raised. Mr. Michael.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. No, I just wanted to say how much I admire Jazz. I think that she tends to undersell herself, and that through this presentation, you can maybe see like 20% of just how hard she works every day. I definitely would not be doing this project if it wasn't for Jazz. I think she continues to push me, every single day and just inspire me so much. So, Jazz, I'm so grateful for you and I'm so proud of you.
Oh, Michael, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Any other questions, comments? All right, with that, that does conclude Jasbeth's presentation. The next one's going to be Ricky, and it's going to be here.